I love great conversations. Hi, my name is Angel Jones. Thank you for joining me on 12-minute convos where I help you create a brand of your own unique, real self. Listen in as I have conversations with amazing people from all over the world. Good morning, London Porter. How are you going on this wonderful, beautiful morning?
I'm doing fantastic. Actually, beautiful, gorgeous.
Well, it's great to connect with you. Please do tell us, what part of the world are you in right now?
You know, I am in Live Strong, Las Vegas right now.
Oh, sounds great. And which of your talents is responsible for us connecting?
Well, LinkedIn is the talent that's responsible for us connecting.
So who did you learn the skill of LinkedIn from?
You know, I don't remember who I learned it from. I just remember it being a part of a social media platform. And I believe, I don't remember particularly, but it just might have come from social media, a social media website.
All right. So tell me about the podcast, because it seems as though that is the thing where your talent comes out or shines the best, right? Which is the networking skills, yeah?
Yeah, it's the networking skills. It's really speaking better and then living better. And the medium that we use is interviews and negotiation skills. And your first 90 days after you're hired or after you're promoted, how you succeed on that in-between time when you're not so sure about yourself, and you may feel like you've got that imposter syndrome, and that's where we really focus.
Interesting. So you are the podcast host of Interview Better, Live Better, right?
That is correct.
Pretty amazing stuff going on there. Love it. Like, I got to see the video you did on your website, right? You definitely focus on being who you are, right? Representing what you believe in. Is that accurate?
Sir, yes, sir.
Oh, this is wonderful. So, hey, there are the challenges to what you do in life. Why will you continue to repeat this skill, nevertheless, being you?
Well, number one, it fuels me. And, I'm a big studier of Gene Keys and also human design. And so just living in your authentic truth. And then we're coming into the Aquarian age. So with that being said, that's why you see so many women on the rise, because this but a strong feminine energy coming into society, women in leadership, women in power, that old way of working and trying to be a representative of power instead of your natural power, that's dying off. So if you're not going to be authentic right now, today, and over the next 20 years, as Elon Musk takes us over to Mars and back again, then you're going to find a hard time living in this world if you're not going to be your authentic self. So that's why I walk the walk and talk the talk.
That's wonderful. I like how you do things in twos, right? It's like the podcast, right? Interview better, living better, walk the talk, right? Talk the talk.
Yes, sir.
That's great. Well, tell me, please, London, one other thing that you've done consistently over the last 3 years.
One of the things is my physical body. So, for instance, I'm a former professional athlete, and in order to prime your existence, in order to manifest what you want in life, you have to have the sustainability. You have to have that, how shall we say, that je ne sais quoi. You have to have that fervor, because the world will beat you down if you let it. And when you sustain your body and you prime your mornings or your evenings with energy through workout, through yoga, through meditation, through a hike, swimming, I don't care, underwater BB stacking, whatever it is, as long as you're getting your heart rate up into a certain zone for at least 60 seconds or 2 minutes, then you're able to sustain whatever you're doing. If you're a teacher, if you're an actor, if you're an athlete, if you're a phlebotomist, whatever that profession, you need energy to sustain. You need posture to sustain. You need the dexterity of your finite skills in your hands to manipulate things to sustain excellence at what you do.
That's intriguing. I definitely have heard some voices on the podcast, and one of the things I've been able to identify is a fit man or a fit woman, and it sounds like you are pretty fit, and I'm able to sit to at least think that sometimes, like one time I got it wrong, right, like one time I said, hey, you sound really fit, and this woman said, no, I'm not, but she was a radio host, right, for many years. But what you can hear is the ability the individual has to hold their breath over a sentence comfortably. And you definitely have that. How does it make you feel, London?
Engel, it makes me empowered. So there's so much power in breath. There's so much power in vibration in voice. You look at any biblical text or any religious text or a biblical text, and the universe is created by sound. If you believe that's true, or if you just look at research and studies about talking to plants in a loving way, they grow more. In a negative way, they start to recede and die. So it makes me feel like I'm living in my power, like I'm here to produce and to manifest, like I'm here to make a change, and I'm also here to be changed. So that's how, working out makes me feel when I'm going through my day and I'm speaking my authenticity during my day.
Love it. So there's someone out there listening that may be feeling as though, hey, I could definitely throw in the towel, or it's not worth it, right? Why would you suggest to them that they even consider doing what you've done by really expanding your horizon, by putting in the work with the physical?
Well, Mr. Trinidad Jones, you just mentioned something just now, which is, your observation of somebody able to comfortably hold their breath throughout a sentence versus gasping and not talking. You're not able to express what you think, who you are, in an effective and in a compelling manner. And so rather than do what I do, I always ask, and I ask this of my children too, be forever curious and question everything, but just question it with curiosity versus accusations or versus not believing. Just be curious about everything and ask questions, and then ask yourself, okay, if I don't have this energy, how can I get it? And is moving my body just a couple of minutes a day, doing some meditation, doing visualization exercises. If you have no lower appendages, how can energy come into my body? And does moving my body in a certain way harness that energy and then help me be more focused, more accurate, more productive, have more energy for my loved ones, have more patience, decrease some of the anger you may have cultivated over some time? It can help with so many different things, physically, mentally, emotionally, and also spiritually. That's what I would say.
Love it, love it, love it. Hey, amazing audience, we are live with London Porter. He is the podcast host of Interview Better, Live Better. Definitely check that out. London, let's switch gears for a moment now and let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. London, what is your earliest childhood memory?
Good question. One of the earliest, I don't know if it's the earliest, because you know how the conscious mind is. You think that you know, but until you're regressed in the unconscious mind, you really don't know. But here's one that stands out to me, Mr. Jones. Yonkers, New York, 77 Locust Hill, a 10-speed or at least or a 12-speed of some sort. My dad is on the bike. My older brother, who's probably 7 or 8 at the time, he's on the handlebars. I'm on my dad's shoulders. And to give you some context, it's like a San Francisco hill at 77 Locust Hill. And we are zooming down this hill. And I've got my hands, one over his head and half of his afro, and then my other hand just waving. And I feel like I'm flying. My brother's screaming all this joy from the handlebars that's turned backwards like they used to do in the day. And as we're screaming down this hill, we're coming towards the stop sign, and my dad isn't stopping. Apparently, he's going to go right through this bad boy. And I remember turning to my right just a little bit, at least my eyes. And I remember this lady, this older woman, walking out of the grocery store, one of those little markets, with groceries. And I remember her mouth dropping open. and I just thought she was like happy for us. But then as I got older, I regressed back to one of those that memory. And I was thinking, oh my God, she thought we were going to die. And what do? Zoom right through the stop sign. And that became part of my spirit to fly.
Wow. Did you say how old you thought you were at that particular time?
Yeah, I was like 4,
All right.
4 or 5,
All
right around there.
So you're 4 or 5. Why do you think this memory is so clear?
Again, this is my thinking mind talking, so you got to give me some room to breathe on this.
That's cool.
What's coming to me is that I was connected with being timeless, with being formless, with being boundless. I was connected with being on the other side before I chose to incarnate and come through to this school called Earth and manifest with these 5 senses: taste, touch, sight, smell, sound.
That's intriguing. But can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind?
Oh, please, Mr. Jones.
I love the idea. Well, firstly, I'll tell you, like yesterday, from the time of this recording, an individual shared a similar earliest childhood memory. But he was on a motorcycle and his father strapped him around him back in the day, right? And I think that the theme of it is definitely there, where you're getting an opportunity to experience something that you physically you were not able to, right? So your father, he gave you that window into time, right, to experience that. But all of that being said, I love the idea, though, of the skill it took to manage the mechanical, that like the thing that you've done by focusing on your body. Folks, I got to see his picture, so I know this, right? It's so again, the mechanical weight, right? The mastery of your physical to then be able to do that. It's fascinating how you've done that now, and you were taught that back then, so that you're able to do what you do and also help others.
Well, look at you with your visualistic dream psychology self. I love that.
You're welcome. If we fast forward to when you were 12 years old, what was your favorite song?
I believe it was a Michael Jackson song.
Right.
And I want to say it was Thriller, because that's right, because the video was coming out and it was a world premiere on MTV. So Michael Jackson, Thriller.
Isn't it amazing how it connects, right? Like the drama, right, with that young lady, that her face just dropping, right?
you know what I remember doing is going to school the next day and laughing at one of the kids who was one of the toughest kids in school, and somebody said that he was crying over somebody's house when he saw the video. And here's this tough kid seeing this video crying, and I just thought that was comical.
Yeah.
And also, I remember trying to imitate, the dance at the end when the zombies are coming and they're all dancing in unison.
Yeah.
I mean, Mike is just music. That's a person who embodies the DNA of music vibrations that's manifested in a body, period.
Yeah, period. No dot there, period. Love it. Hey, well, London, we've arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form, so it's going to be yes or no, possibly a bit more. We're going to go pretty quickly here. Are you ready, London?
Sir, yes, sir.
London, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Yes, sir.
Are you married?
No, sir.
Do you have children?
Yes, sir.
Do you believe in God?
How do you frame God?
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Yes.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No.
How about 3 hours a week? week?
No.
What about screen time, the phone and or the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
Less than 8.
London, after 1,001 conversations in 3 months in 2016, I came up with something. Or sometimes I wonder if it came up with me, right? But the name of it is yours. It's a workbook. The idea is, as you answer some questions, you definitely uncover your own unique real statement, right? Which is your mission. If you had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents who you are, what would you say that is?
Mental six-pack.
Love it. London, this was a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
I would. Hey, amazing audience, reach out to Mr. Jones, because what he's doing with these 12-minute convos is impeccable, it's fantastic, and it's also a historical record. So just as he's doing with 12-minute conversations, think about implementing this with your own family. You don't have to do it on this big scale. Just grab a phone or grab something and do a 2-minute, 3-minute, 12-minute conversation with your parents, your grandparents, your kids, your friends, anybody who's close in your life that you want to take some remembrance of, because we're not here forever.
Yeah.
And voice can last you a long time, and vibration passes through generations, and it passes through time, space, and alternate realities if you choose.
Love it. Hey, interview better, live better, folks. London Porter, again, thank you for being on what is inspired by 12-Minute Convos by Angel Jones.
Thank you, Mr. Jones.
Thank you for being on 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. Stay tuned for more from our advertisers.
Diabetes is a mountain pandemic. It's a disease that's not acute but chronic. Similar to this rhyming method, I have simplified the definition, the signs and symptoms, and the complications of diabetes for both adults and children in my books, Poems for Patients, A Focus on Diabetes, and The ABCs of Diabetes for Children. These books are available on Amazon.com, and for more information, you can visit my website, poemsbyaj.com. That's poemsbyaj.com.